Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to talk about something, a subtle but really powerful mistake that honestly a lot of us make every single day. And that's forgetting to be grateful for for being alive. Let's get into it.
So, let me ask you something. What was your very first thought this morning? No, really, think about it for a second. Was it that to-do list that just immediately flooded your brain? Or maybe the stress about that first meeting of the day? Whatever it was, that very first thought, it has a funny way of setting the tone for everything that follows, doesn't it?
And right there, that gets to the absolute core of what we're diving into today. Surrounded by deadlines, notifications, and these endless to-do lists, it is so easy to just treat our own existence as, ordinary, We wake up, we go through the motions, and we completely forget how mind-bogglingly improbable and wonderful it is to just be here in the first place.
And this is exactly where we can fall into what you might call the trap of complaining. It's become this kind of default setting for so many of us in the modern world, right? It's a trap we just walk right into without even realizing it. Okay, so this slide, it just lays it out so perfectly. These are the two fundamental paths we can choose. Over on the left, you've got what we're calling the modern tendency. Treating life like it's no big deal, always focused on what's missing, and then just losing all hope when things get tough. But then on the right, you have the complete opposite, the virtuous counterpoint. This is about actively practicing thankfulness, seeing every single day as a gift, and actually finding strength in our struggles. Let's dig a little deeper into that first path, the one that's just so easy to get stuck on.
So, how does this whole tendency actually show up in our lives? Well, it usually starts with just taking life for granted, right? From there, our focus naturally shifts to what we don't have, and that just breeds this constant sense of complaint. And of course, this gets way worse when things are difficult, and it can eventually lead to a total loss of hope when we face real adversity. It's just a draining cycle. But here's the good news. There is a way out.
So, how do we escape that draining cycle? Well, the solution starts with a really simple but profound shift in our perspective. Let's talk about the incredible power of thankfulness.
Okay, now let's be super clear here. This is not about just ignoring our problems or pretending everything's perfect. Not at all. It's about consciously choosing to appreciate the fundamental gift of being alive in spite of them. It's the simple practice of reframing your day, not as a list of obligations, but as a genuine opportunity.
Wow. This quote, it just says it all, doesn't it? Seeing each day as a gift, each breath as an opportunity. Just stop and think about that for a second. Each breath, an opportunity. That single idea completely reframes our entire existence, taking it from something mundane and turning it into something sacred, something just full of potential. But what happens when things get really difficult?
And this is where the practice gets so much deeper and honestly so much more powerful. Look, it's one thing to be grateful when life is going great, right? But it is a whole other ballgame to find gratitude when you're going through a real struggle.
And this is what we're calling resilient gratitude. It's this pretty radical idea that hardship doesn't actually have to break us. Think about that. Instead of just gritting our teeth and enduring the pain, we can actively look for the meaning within it. We can use those challenges as the very fuel for our growth and for our strength.
This here lays out that transformation so beautifully. Look, it's not about pretending the pain isn't there. Step one is to fully acknowledge the hardship. You have to face it. But then, and this is the crucial part, instead of getting stuck there, you actively search for the lesson, for the meaning that's hidden inside that struggle. And it's from that meaning that you draw your strength, which allows you to emerge not just healed, but fundamentally stronger than you were before.
Okay, so what does all this mean for you, right now, in your life? Well, it all comes down to a really personal, really immediate choice that every single one of us faces the moment we wake up. Yeah, ultimately it just boils down to this simple fact. Every single morning when you wake up, you are at a fork in the road. One path is that well-worn trail of complaint, of focusing on everything that's wrong. And the other is the path of gratitude, of focusing on the simple but profound gift of another day.
And so that's the question we want to leave you with. It's not about having a perfect day. Nobody has those. It's about how you choose to approach the day you've been given. So if today truly is a gift, a brand new opportunity, how are you going to unwrap it?